Okay, so there was a extremely tragic fire at a warehouse party in Oakland, which has actually killed at least 9 people. However, they fear that up to 40 are actually dead because many are unaccounted for, and it is doubtful that they are actually still alive, and most likely they unfortunately did not survive as well, which makes this an even more tragic event. So basically, it was for the arts and music. It was like a little party. I guess some underground band was there performing, and people were there to just have a good time. And this is a common culture in cities like in cities like Oakland and Berkeley. So, we got some quotes here from this article from the New York Times. Quote, in one of the deadliest structure fires in the United States in the past decade, partygoers at the two-story converted warehouse were asphyxiated on Friday night by thick black fumes which poured from the building's windows for several hours. Survivors stood across the street in a Wendy's parking lot watching firefighters try to put out the blaze and rescue those inside. So, unfortunately, the building had some very terrible, flames take it over, and many people who were there were unable to escape because the building was actually did not have a very accessible exits, which led to extremely hard accessibility for people to leave. So unfortunately, they were engulfed by the flames, and they unfortunately died. Another quote here, quote, by Saturday afternoon, a list of those missing compiled by friends and family had grown to about 35 people. Officials said that the 9 bodies recovered were in areas accessible to rescue crews and that they had not been able to search the rest of the smoldering, unsafe building for at least 24 people still missing and feared to be dead inside. So this is how crazy it is. The list had grown to about 35 people. We're talking about just a fire in the place. This is why it's so important to make sure that there's good exits, because these things do happen sometimes, and it's so important that people are able to exit and be safe. So this is extremely tragic, and I felt that if I didn't make a story on this, it would honestly be an injustice to these people. So there was like kind of like a little interview done with someone, and she said, quote, I have lost 20 friends in the past 24 hours. Okay, so imagine losing 20 friends in 24 hours, which is a day. That is it's tragic, it's extremely sad, and this is just, it's horrible. It's horrible. There's not much to add other than that, like, just please help them. I'm sure there's ways you can donate, and anything you can do, it's anything helps, right? Okay, last quote here, quote, even without a full accounting, the fire was one of the deadliest in the United States in many years. In 2003, 100 people were killed in a fire in a nightclub in Warwick, RI. An explosion at a fertilizer plant in Texas in 2013 killed 15 people. So this is a historically tragic fire, and it would just be terrible if I didn't make a story on this. And rest in peace to all that have died. And I really wish the best for the people who are trying to, account for the people who they can't find right now. And I really hope for the best. And it's just so tragic. There's nothing more to add.